my concern is that it's still the same old stuff, the same old issues, the same old problems, the same old players, the same old team, and the same old formation, the same old substitutes. It's just, and then it's the quick, let's change the formation with 10 minutes to go because we're now chasing the game.
Here we go. Welcome to the Pompey Pod with Mike, Dan and Tolly. New season, championship has kicked off. And if you are new to our channel, we are going to talk about we talk about the game each week. So obviously we're going to kick off with the QPR game. Not a great one to start with, but we'll get into that in just a moment. For the first time this season, we're full house. So Tolly is back and Dan is here as well. Good evening, gents.
Evening.
Hello.
How are you both doing? You well?
Yeah.
Been better. Well, this evening we are going to talk about a QPR game. We're also going to look at the transfers that have come in over the last week since we last recorded. We'll also preview the Lincoln game. And guess what? This is exciting. I know we've been calling for it, but we're now on Instagram as well. So if you're on Instagram, you want to follow the Pompey Pod, do so. It's just Pompey Pod. That's where you'll find all of our channels. Tolly can barely contain himself.
What's that?
Instagram. What's Instagram? It's this new thing that the youngsters are posting pictures and videos. Tolly, it's fun. Get involved.
I thought I
did see it pop up.
It was what?
A relation of Supergram.
No, not that one. You did see it pop up. Did you follow, Dan?
Yeah. I'm not on Instagram. My son messaged me and said, "Is this your pod?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I don't think that anyone would be trying to clone our pod." No. What's it called?
It's unlikely.
Yeah,
it's unlikely. But anyway, let's get into this QPR game. It kicked off. I was really looking forward to this game at the weekend, and it was a nice positive lineup that Massinio put out. Adams and Shane alongside each other. Typical. We knew what the back five was going to be. Segicic in the middle. Abu Kamara, who we'll come back to in a minute when we talk about transfers. And the young New Zealand lad on the left with Bishop up front. And it started all right, didn't it?
First half hour was all right, wasn't it? We were off the front foot right from the start, I think.
Tolly, do you want to talk us through these highlights?
I'd already started, but yeah. I don't know, is there a bit of a delay? I think for the first 15, 20 minutes we looked really good, didn't we? Had some decent attacking. That was their one chance, I guess, that they had in that period. But we had some decent attacking play. I thought we were positive on the ball going forwards. QPR didn't really get a look in, and I mean we didn't have any. We didn't really have that many clear-cut chances, did we, in those first 20 minutes? But the thing I like about Devlin here is he goes to pass it to the right, sells the QPR player, and then just gets an absolute spanker. Beautiful shot. See it from behind in a minute.
Yeah.
And then Segicic gets out his way as well, and I mean not intentionally, but yeah, feign to the right, and then look at that, pick it out. And after that happened, I think we were all thinking, here we go. And then we just bizarrely, I mean, this came down the right-hand side, didn't it? And I think both two of their goals at least came down the right-hand side. We got caught out. Our fullbacks got caught out on numerous occasions, and that let us down. And we just fell apart after that. It was just terrible.
So many things on this goal to not like, isn't there? There's so many things. I think that one where the highlights started actually was a bit of a kind of worrying sign already, wasn't it? Whereby they had so much space in the penalty area on a corner. It wasn't even as if he was on the edge of the penalty area. He was in the 12-yard, around 12 yards out, and no one near him. We got away with that. But then just this one, just going to take it back a little bit. I just don't get what happens with Adams initially. Like, what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bizarre, I'm behind that. And he was falling over. He was trying to clear it, obviously.
Okay.
Just trying to get on trying to get something on it, and he was falling over at the time. So that's what we were like. We were like, why is he just kung fu kicked it back out there? So yeah, I'll come back to Adams in a minute, I think.
Yeah, so it's come back to their man, and obviously you've now got on the edge here. He picks him out, but anybody else think that? Well, I'm sure you do, because most people have mentioned. But this has got to be the keepers all day long, isn't it?
I'm gonna defend.
It has to be, doesn't it? Sorry.
Well, the thing is it the number 6 that's on the edge of the box there that the ball's right in front of at the moment? When you play it back through again, you'll see that he obviously tries to header it, and he misses it. Now, my thinking there is Schmidt is on his line. He's expecting that header to come in, but it doesn't because he's missed it. And by that time, it's too late because it's gone over his head and what's his name? Chair, isn't it? Put it in.
Right.
That's the only explanation I can.
I just
go on then.
I just think if you're chipping a ball like that and you're inside the area and you're trying to loft it sort of back post or over the defender's heads, keeper's just got to come and just take everyone, get out of my way. That's my ball. I'm coming to get it. It's in my area. It's 6 yards. The fact that it drops a yard from the line and the guy scores, and there's still no touch from Schmidt. I'm not just blaming Schmidt, but I think he's got to come. He's got to come for that.
Yeah, I think at this point he should be Supermaning, shouldn't he? Like diving out, punching that ball at the point where I've stopped it there. He should be. He should already be in midair. I understand what you're saying, Tolly. He's obviously been deceived by the players in front of him. But I just think if you take command of your box, ask. It doesn't matter who you go through. I don't think you go everything to get the ball. In my mind, and that like you say, Dan, it's poor. Tolly, we'll give it back to you to tell us. It all went horribly wrong from there, didn't it?
We got undone by the same. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We got undone by the same ball down our left hand side, their right hand side. But also, this is the other. Yeah, this isn't that goal. But the thing is here is that yes, you can say our defence is pretty shocking. I think it was Adams, wasn't it, that lost the ball in midfield there.
Yeah.
But the thing that I will say about QPR is that break, one touch football. You got Sato there running forward, expecting that ball to come to him, and whoever that is, the number 10, I forget who the number 10 is, that chair.
Yeah.
And it's that quick break that is one touch football from 3 different players. You've got other players running in front that know exactly what's going to happen, or they're expecting that ball forward, and they split us apart by doing that. But we don't seem to be able to do that.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I think that's partly down to pace, though, isn't it? Our lack of pace through the middle. People have already jumped on Bishop. I was going to come to this a little bit later, but a lot of people, and I think I even said at half time, didn't I, during the game that I'm pretty sure this is Bishop's fault, and it seemed like around about 50% of social media has said that has blamed Bishop. I don't know why, but I think at this stage, when we've stopped it here, I think actually we've managed to get back into a decent position, and it's obviously a little bit unfortunate because it's just taken a little deflection and sent it over the keeper. But it's that's the ball you're on about, isn't it? And it's just completely done us. Between Paul and Devlin, Paul again, a lot of people really piling on Paul. He had an off game. There's no two ways about it. But he's not suddenly a crap defender, is he? He's not suddenly terrible. But it was that ball that did it, wasn't it? And we, like you say, we don't really seem to have that outlet, do we? Or we haven't done in the past.
But that's just unlucky, isn't it? That
3
players around. And here we go again. Same move down their right, our left. And it's just that accuracy as well. Like that ball in, and just wind it back. Yeah. I mean, straight to his feet.
To the ball down the line. Oh, the ball in. Yeah. I see. Yeah. I got you. Here we go.
Yeah, again, one touch and he's off. But to be fair again to QPR, Mbwenge had a great game at right back. And down that right hand side. And he was strong in defence as well. I don't know, I haven't looked at the ratings or whatever, but I'd imagine he got man of the match.
Yeah, he was good. I liked him. He looked very, like you say, he looked very solid. They didn't show Shaughnessy missing the first half.
Yeah, he had 2 headers, didn't he? He really should have got on target.
Yeah, both you'd have thought in previous years he those are the sort of things he scored from, aren't they? But both.
Yeah,
really
the first one. Yeah, I don't know whether, because I've only seen it the once at the game, but the first one was almost like he was putting too much on it. I don't know.
Yes.
He was sort of trying to give it the old, have some of that. But
I think he just ran ahead of it. I think he just kind of slightly mistimed his run and got too far in front of it, and so he was almost kind of trying to crane his neck backwards to get it. But that second one there, as you saw from the replay there, no one near him. Absolutely no one near him.
I thought he could have even taken it down.
Yeah. And then, as we've just seen here, Kamara's one.
Take this back. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So stop it there. What do you do with that? Yeah.
You take it forward another 3 or 4 yards, right? Because there's no one for miles around him.
Yeah. You can see what he's trying to do. He's got the keepers off his line. I'm just going to dink it over it. I don't think he's trying to curl it, unless he's trying to curl it into this sort of the right hand side of the keeper in that.
Yeah, I think he's trying to put
goal
it in the
there.
far post, isn't he?
But yeah, it's like you say, Tolly. When I saw it after the game, I said to my brother, "Look how much room he's got in front of him. Just walk. Just walk it towards the keeper. And then if you can't get past the top, you just roll it to Bishop. Yeah, roll it to Bishop. It's not great.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened 5 games in, when Kamara's a bit more settled. He probably would do that. But I think he's just a bit of a rush of blood, isn't he? Yeah. And unfortunately, similar in the first half. Again, he had that situation where he kind of broke a great little run. It broke in between the lines and just took a really bad touch, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which allowed that. Well, in fact, it made it easy for the goalkeeper. But this is the thing. What was good is that he actually did have chances, which is which is something we've moaned about in the past, isn't it? That we've conceded goals, but then not really had the chances to get back in it. But we definitely had the chances to get back in it. We just didn't take them. And the Shaughnessy one and that one for Kamara, on another day, that's level pegging, isn't it? But that said, we also conceded a lot of chances, didn't we? Second half in particular, when we were chasing the game and the changes. What did you think of the changes? The change in shape in particular.
Hold on. So we took Paul off and put
Arthur
on.
Yeah.
We took Paul off and put Moretzi on, didn't we? Arthur came on for Swanson.
Oh yes, yeah, okay.
And Adams came off for
Steve. No.
Steve McQueen. Timbrook Taylor came off.
Yes.
Timbrook Taylor. Yeah.
Timmy. I'm calling him K-Mac, by the way. I like K-Mac. Yeah, we'll go with K-Mac. Timmy and K-Mac.
Yeah.
The 2 teams.
Steve. Yeah.
I mean, I thought all the substitutes came on and had an impact, didn't they? But unfortunately, not as enough impact. I think Josh V looked pretty fresh when he came on, and he was the only one again banging it into the middle. I don't think he looks like he's just kind of come back from where he left off. I really like the look of Steve McQueen. Sorry, I should stop calling him that.
No, it's right.
K-Mac. Kavuma McQueen. I really like the look of him. He was really sharp. Looked like he's going to be a handful for defences. And I quite like the look of Arthur as well. He didn't have that much to do, but he looked tidy and kind of composed. But I think the damage had been done, hasn't it, by then?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Arthur is difficult to assess him. I actually thought he came on and put a couple of passes straight into touch, didn't he? Which concerned me a little bit.
I think that didn't help with Murphy. There was a bit of a lack of movement with Murphy, which I found surprising considering he'd been out for so long and came on as a sub. There was the one, and I know what you mean, there was the one where he put it out, and then there was the second one where he was looking for Murphy to make a run, and he had the ball for a few seconds and he was sort of going to Murphy, go on, make that run in behind. And then Murphy never did. He just stayed on the touchline. And that's the one where he just sort of put the ball into the defender, didn't he? Just sort of kicked it towards the defender. The defender just cleared it. So, I think in fairness to him, he didn't get much help from Murphy.
Yeah, I think if you look at the positives of the game, and we'll come on in a minute to our man of the match and our moans and moment of the game, but the positives of the game are that Murphy was on the bench, and which is a bit of a surprise. We didn't expect him to see him for another at least week, did we? And considering he is only 17, I thought he did I thought Timmy did all right in the first half. Didn't really affect the game that much. He didn't really do enough to affect the game, which is what you need. He almost looked a little bit safe at times, where he just kept coming back and knocking it back to Swanson or whatever. But I thought K-Mac definitely did, and confidence for a young lad playing, no doubt, in front of the biggest crowd he's played it in front of, the most intimidating ground he's probably played at. He came on, didn't look overwhelmed, put in a couple of really good challenges as well, I thought, at times, which one actually ended up him being fouled and it wasn't given by the ref. And also when he switched to the right, actually still did well, looked to get the ball in relatively early, didn't he? Was confident taking people on, burst of pace. So yeah, I was quite pleased with him. Other than that, not a lot of positives. Really worrying. What really worries me is the way that, same as West Ham, the way that we react after conceding the goal, to then concede 3 in such a short space of time, or 2 more, is really worrying, and it shouldn't have been that much of a problem. As I said, social media is going mad, and there's 3 main culprits, I think, on social media. Bishop's getting most of the negative when didn't really. It's another one of those games where he just didn't have a chance, did he? But Schmid is also apparently should never play for us again, and Paul. A lot of people saying we need a whole back 5, but Paul's getting a lot of the grief.
I've seen that he was getting a lot of stick as well.
What's your general thoughts on those 3? Let's talk about those 3 in particular. Tolly, you kick us off first.
I think, I don't know, first game of the season, everyone's a little bit kind of, what's the word, excited. And it's just that people go off the deep end, don't they? It's the first game of the season. We've got a few new players in. Let's just calm down a little bit and not kind of predict what the season's going to be based on one game.
What do you think, Dan?
Well, I agree in part with Tolly, and I was having this, and I've been thinking about this a lot since yesterday. My concern is that, I was trying to look at it from the point of view that, yes, it is the first game of the season. And as I said the other week, it's always hard to predict what the first game of the season is going to be like. But my concern is that it's still the same old stuff, the same old issues, the same old problems, the same old players, the same old team, and the same old formation, the same old substitutes. It's just, and then it's the quick, let's change the formation with 10 minutes to go because we're now chasing the game. I think the concern is that we've gone 1-0 up in 2 games. We've lost both games. We've scored both of our goals from outside the area again. That as soon as we went, I honestly thought when Devlin scored, I thought, hang on a minute, this feels like it could be a 2 or 3-0 comfortable win. This is going to be nice on the first game of the season. And it's just like, as soon as we score, suddenly that's it. Everything changes, and I don't know what it is. That's happened a lot, especially towards the end of last season. We'll go 1-0 up, and then suddenly we're a different team. We're controlling the game. We go 1-0 up, and then it all suddenly we start panicking. We start making weird decisions. And my concern is that if it just carries on and goes on for the next 4 or 5 games, where's the progression again? What have we done with these signings that we've bought? If it's just going to be the same old thing, and when we start getting our injuries, which undoubtedly will happen in the next few months, and we're going to lose some big players, what happens then? Are we back to square one again? Are we back to putting players in, like you said, square pegs, round holes? Are we suddenly playing players that we wouldn't normally play they're just squad players. We're suddenly putting them in the starting 11, and then we're back to where we've been for the last 2 seasons in the Championship. So yeah, it's hard to judge, because I don't want people saying, oh well, it's the first game, you shouldn't be so hard on them. But my concern is that it's just very, very similar to everything we've already been seeing in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I'd say I agreed. I'd say one slight difference is that we did create a lot more chances, and that's something we didn't do a lot last year. We didn't create a lot of chances. Shortly after we scored, there was that chance for Kamara at the back post, and we had the Shaughnessy chance. I can't remember if was that before or after the goal. I think it might have been just before the goal, wasn't it? So we did create a few, and actually you'd say not so much the Kamara. If Kamara was like a yard further forward, he probably would have had a tap in at the back post, wouldn't he? And if Shaughnessy had been ironically a yard further back, he probably had a solid header at goal. And I think had we gone 2-0 up, I think we would have gone on to have that 3, maybe even more of a win. To me, the biggest concern is when we have a little bit of adversity, it's almost like there's no leadership there. There's no leadership to just go, lads, calm yourself. This is okay. We conceded a goal for the first 30 minutes or 40 against West Ham. We were fine. Keep on doing what you're doing, and we can and we'll get out of this. But we kind of, like you say, back off, and just shoot ourselves in the foot, don't we?
I was gonna, something I've been thinking about over the past couple of days actually is Bishop as captain. Given that Bishop is in that position where he is now, where he scored 3 goals in the last century, should he still be captain? Because he's really low on confidence, and whatever he says or whatever everyone else says about him, and we've all got our own opinions. Is he that person at the moment to be captain of the team when they're out on the field?
Yeah,
I personally don't like a centre forward being captain anyway. I like either a centre back or a centre midfielder to be captain, just because you see more of the game. I just think as a centre forward, you should be focused on scoring goals at the end of the day. And I don't think that, I'm not saying that as a captain you're not focused on scoring goals, but I think that role is in my mind should be, a goalkeeper should never be captain, a striker shouldn't be captain. I agree. I just think it's centre back or centre midfielder, because you see more of the game, you influence more of the game. I just don't personally like it, but yeah, like you say, if he is low on, I don't know if he's that sort of person who is that low on confidence. He's certainly low on output, isn't he? That's the problem, and he's getting a lot of grief. I would have liked to have seen perhaps Adams or Paul be captain, but then again, both of them had a shocker yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought that was Adams' worst game by a mile. I thought him and Rocco were both poor. Yeah, and which was a shame, because I like the look of Sheen in the couple of friendlies he's played. Adams was really poor. But yeah, going back to the Bishop thing, I just think, again, it's, and we've always stuck up for Bishop. I like Bishop anyway, but I just think once again we've started the season and he's the main man up the top, and I just think once again there's 3 goals in 50, is it? Is that what you said? 3 goals in 50 appearances.
It's about that now, isn't it? It's about that.
Yeah. And whatever it is, it's just the same old story. It's the same. I'm just repeating myself, but whatever it is, it's not working. So we've got to have something else in there. And I'm surprised. I know we bought this striker, but I would have thought another striker as well. And it just seems like we're just building around Bishop again.
I would have thought a different type of striker, a different type
of striker.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Someone who's maybe, we talked earlier about the lack of pace through the middle. Maybe someone who has got a bit more pace, but it seems to be that they focused on wingers who can get the ball in early, which is fine. And so, yes, you've got your big man, whether it be Bishop or whether it be Milovanovic. I know we were chasing the game, but I just don't think you could play both of those together. Why did he leave them both on? Why did he leave Bishop on when he brought Milovanovic on? I would have. It's almost like he's afraid to take Bishop off. It's kind of, you've got to try something different. It's just not working for me. I don't know. When they brought on Milovanovic, I just thought, okay, here's an opportunity. Now we're bringing Murphy on as well into the game. The young lad, K-Mac, looks as if he can get a decent ball in. Let's just start firing balls into the box and maybe go a bit more direct, go a bit more long. But it wasn't. It was just the same old, predictable. It wasn't enough urgency, was there? In our play, it's disappointing. It's a disappointing one, but we must move on. I think there were games last season where we played a lot worse. It's just like you say, it's a bit of a trend that's a little bit worrying that we've not really changed that much from last season. Let's talk about something more positive, because we're going to talk about our man of the match, and we've not discussed this as yet. I've got somebody in mind, but I'd like your opinion before.
Well, do you know who the man of the match was at the stadium?
I do not. No.
Would you like to have a guess?
Well, that would probably give away who I'm going to go for. But
okay then.
But
shall I tell you?
Yes, please.
It was Terry Devlin.
Okay, well that makes sense because he scored the goal.
Well, there you go. That's it. That's the only reason I could think of as well as to why he got man of the match. I mean, he didn't do much wrong, but he scored the goal. So
he a typical Devlin sort of performance, wasn't it? It wasn't great, but the goal was very good. He wouldn't be my man of the match personally, but who would you go for, Dan?
I would have said K-Mac. I thought he made a big difference when he came on. I was very surprised at just how good he was. Is he 17? Is it 17?
17.
Yeah, man. I just thought he came on, and like you say, it was the It wasn't even the attacking and the taking on of the defender and getting the crosses in. It was the tackling, and it was like flying into tackles as well, and really showing like he wanted to be there. And I just thought he was. I can't think of anyone else that I thought stood out. I thought they were all fairly poor, average yesterday. And I thought he was really good.
Tolly, what do you think?
Mbengwe.
Okay.
We're
gonna go for a Pompey player though. If you don't mind.
I agree with Dan. I think Kavuna McQueen really kind of shone. I thought Segicic had a good first 15, 20 minutes or so, but he was pretty much absent after that, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's a 3 for 3 because I would have gone for him as well. So for all the reasons you've just mentioned, it's exactly enthusiasm. And I was a little bit concerned seeing his pictures because he didn't smile much in his press pictures, did he? In fact, not at all. And I thought, does he really want to be here? And I was a bit concerned about his age, but actually, do you know what? It's one of those whereby just goes to show if you're good enough, you're old enough, aren't you? And he certainly, if he can do that week in, week out, I don't think he'd be a regular starter, but he's certainly an impact player from the bench, isn't he? He's not somebody you'll be worried about bringing in to the team and not making a difference. Okay, so Ryan Kavuma McQueen is our man of the match for the Pompey podcast. What do you think? Who's your man of the match? Would you go with Devlin because of his fantastic goal? Not many other candidates, I don't think. Probably just between those two for those reasons. Maybe Murphy, but didn't have as much of an impact as what Kavuma McQueen did he? Dan, you've got a moan of the week for us.
Yes, I got a
we haven't
moan.
done enough already.
Yeah, as you know, I don't like to. I like to look at the positive side of things. But well, my moan this week is not specific to the QPR game, but it's the there's a father and son that's sit in front of me, and they've sat in front of me since for the last 3 years. And if they know who I am, then I apologise that if you watch this and I'm going to upset you, but I don't understand why they have season tickets, because they literally turn up 5 or 10 minutes into the game, then they will go for lunch or something 10 minutes before before the end of the first half. Then they'll come back 10 minutes into the second half, and then they'll go in the 80th minute. So that's bad enough. But then, so Saturday comes and it's all like, oh, let's see who's still here from last season, see who's there was no one in the seats in front. And I thought, oh, it doesn't matter, there'll be a seat. So yeah, they turned up 5 minutes late as normal. When the third goal went in, which was around the 35th minute, was it?
Late 30s, I think, yeah.
Late 30 minutes. So they got up to go to eat their burgers or whatever it is that they do. And I thought, oh yeah, there they go, they're off again. They never came back. And that's my moan of the week, because he's an adult. His son probably, I don't know, 15, 16. So you're looking at what, 500 quid's worth. So you're talking about, a grand's worth of season ticket, I think, there. And I just think, come on, lads, it's the first game of the season as well. Yeah, I don't expect us to win when we go 3-1 down. I didn't think we were going to come back and win. But how much money have you got? You know what I mean? You can just afford to just buy a season ticket, and then literally they watched half an hour of the game, and that's it. No, come on, we're going. Yeah,
probably still
for me.
Yeah. But this is the funny thing, and I think I mentioned this to you before, Mike. So they do this every game. But when I was watching a midweek game on TV last season, I think it was something like it was Blackburn or someone, and it was a midweek evening game, and they showed the crowd, and they were sat there, and this was like the 95th minute, and I thought, well, hang on a minute, you're in Blackburn, we're losing. That must have been the season. I think it was the season before when we lost the 3-0.
Oh yeah.
And they were sat there 95th minute, and I thought, well, do you not want to leave early for this one? You know what I mean? You've got a long trip back to Pompey with 3-0 down, but no, they stayed.
Didn't want to do a 6-hour round trip and not get at least 55 minutes in.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my moan really this week. Just I understand people leaving sort of 5 or 10 minutes to go if they because traffic's a nightmare and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just think leaving 10 minutes before half time just seems a bit queer to me.
Yes. Oh, fair play. Well, let us know if you are that father and son who sits in front of Dan.
They're very nice. They seem very nice.
Or whether you're also someone that turns up a little bit late, or whether you like to spend time up on the concourse or whatever. Anyway, what about the moment of the game, Dan?
Well, moment of the game, I had Kavuma McQueen's debut, and also the goal. I thought like Tolly said, Devlin took the goal really well. I thought just the way he waited for, I think it was Chair. Was it Chair in front of him to sort of make that make the movement away, and then he took one step forwards, and I think it was just the way there was no backlift. He just no run up, just hit it and went into the side net, and I think it was really very good. And against his teammate as well, I didn't realise until afterwards it's Northern Ireland keeper.
Oh, is he Northern Ireland? Is he Shay Charles? I knew he was Irish, but I didn't know he was Republic or Northern.
Yeah, so that's a one up for him as well, isn't it? But yeah, just a really good hit, and I just thought that's I can't think of anything else that would be a good moment of the match. Other than that, really, it was a great strike, wasn't it?
Very, very much deserved. It was an excellent strike, wasn't it? Probably an early goal of the season contender. Well, it's not all doom and gloom, by the way, because Southampton did lose today to Watford, so we're still 4 points above them, which is nice. So I think if we're still 4 points above them come the first international break, I'll be quite happy with that, because it would have meant that we've found a bit of form, I think. Now, let's briefly talk about the transfers that have come in. So Abu Kamara arrived last Monday morning. It was announced. It's been kind of rumoured for ages. And I don't know if any of either of you guys saw or heard the fans forum with Mousinho. And generally, whenever anyone talks about particular players, they talk about Jesper Cisse, they talk about somebody else. And he always shuts it down. He says, look, they're not our player. I'm not going to talk about them. Whereas somebody said something about Kamara, and he said, well, the thing with Abu is apparently we've been trying to sign him since he left. Every time there's a window, we try to sign him. So we're obviously going to sign him this summer, aren't we? And I just thought at that moment, that was like nearly a week before they did sign him. Yeah. And at that point, I thought, well, clearly we're signing him, because he wouldn't be saying that if he's breaking his own rule, isn't he? So who else has come in? Oh, yes, K-Mac came in, and he looks like a decent signing, doesn't he? How do you think the other newbies got on? Go on, Dan, you got something to say?
No, I was just going to say about Marezi. Marezi, is that what we're calling him?
Oh, yes, Milovanovic, yeah.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on that? Because I thought, and like we said, it's very, very similar to Bishop. And there was one point where they both actually went for the same header in the box as well. which I thought was quite poor. He's a few million quid. I haven't seen enough of him, but I think there was 4 headed duels that he went up for, and he didn't win any of them. And I know we're talking a 15-minute game that he played, but I would like to have seen him win at least one of those headers, I think. And he also had that other chance. I don't know whether they didn't show that on the highlights, did they? And I don't know how close it was, because was where, I think, was it Bishop that crossed it and he headed it and he put it wide from just sort of a yard out or so, or did it deflect? I don't know, because I couldn't see.
Oh, he just put it straight wide, but there was another one, wasn't there, where he was kind of falling in the box and he did like a little overhead kick, which keeper actually saved well, considering it's point blank range. And I suppose you could say that he improvised quite well, because he was falling backwards and he just kind of like swung his leg and did a nice little overhead kick at it. I don't think we're going to see enough of him in August to really make an assessment, because he's going to play bit part, isn't he, till then? And this, when the lineups came out, everyone's like, "Oh, Bishop again." It's like, well, he's the only option at the moment, isn't he? He's the only starting option. You're not going to play anybody else when they've not had a proper pre-season. What are you going to do? Play without a striker? It's like, and I know some people
go,
the thing, well, he doesn't play as a striker anyway. Nah.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. Bishop is our only striker again. You know what I mean? We've gone through all this. We've been doing this for the last 2 seasons. You know what I mean? Yes, we have bought this guy and he's not ready. He's not fully fit. But why haven't we got another striker?
Yeah, no, you're right. Well, I suppose Waddingham's unfortunate, isn't it? They wouldn't have planned on Waddingham being injured when he had actually had a decent run in pre-season, hadn't he, Waddingham, and was looking fairly fit until the West Ham game. So, and then it's not as if, it's not like Football Manager where you just kind of trawl through and suddenly find a striker who can play. It's you've got to get somebody who A, knows they're not going to play week in, week out, and B, isn't going to cost a lot of money, isn't going to cost a lot of wages. So who do you go for? You don't want another Jacob Brown in the building, do you? That's just going to play a bit part and not really get any minutes. It's just I don't know. It's difficult, I guess. When you're a club of our size with our financial ability, I think it's difficult. Some people will say we should just chuck money at it. You can't just do that, can you? And I think more pressing for us at the moment is defence. Anyway, I think we could have won that game had we been better defensively. And I think now our left back position is a big issue for me. I like Swanson, but he's not a left back, and it's so glaringly obvious. Every time I went down the left, there was one occasion where he actually crossed it with his left foot, but most of the time he's cutting back inside and trying to do something with his right foot, and it's just painful. It's just so obvious what's going to happen. There's no, I don't know. We need that balance, and we haven't got balance at the moment. And I wouldn't even be against seeing Swanson go to right back, new left back, or Ogilvie coming back in at left back and pushing Devlin into midfield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
how long have we got with Ogilvie? Do we know?
Not long now, I don't think. He's not back in full training yet, is he? So he's still at least 3 weeks away. But maybe this side of the international break, perhaps. Maybe, but we'll see. Next up is Lincoln, which, if you look at our early run of games, you'd have thought we should have a good start. I would have expected us to beat QPR. I'd expect us to go to Lincoln and actually get at least a point, if not 3. But Lincoln have actually, I know the result against Middlesbrough, they lost in the 91st minute, didn't they, against Middlesbrough? But they were 1-0 up. They beat Derby in the Cup the week before. Maybe they're not going to be the pushover that everyone thinks they are.
Yeah.
Bit of an unknown quantity, aren't they, really, at the moment?
Yeah, they got Riley Towler playing for them and Rico Hackett. Rico Hackett didn't start for them at the weekend, but he did come on against Middlesbrough. Neither of which should really create any fear, should they? But they weren't terrible players.
No.
It's already, in my mind, it's already a must not lose game, isn't it?
I don't know about that.
I think if we lose to Lincoln, I think it'd be pretty toxic.
I do think that. I do think that if we go on, if we're sort of 5 games in and there's no win, and we've lost to Lincoln, We've lost to QPR at home. I do think there's going to be. I think there's going to be some changes. I really do. I think it's going to be jumped on. And like you say, toxic. It's going to get very toxic very quick.
Yeah.
Which I hope it doesn't.
Have you got a score prediction for Lincoln? I said we'd win 3-1 against QPR, so I'm steering clear. I don't know. But I think most of us thought we would beat QPR, didn't we? Or at least get something from it. But I'm
going to go for a draw. I'm just going to pull. You know, when we did all the end of season table results a few weeks ago, are we allowed to change them?
Yeah.
I'm going to rein in confidence. I'm going to go for a draw at Lincoln.
Okay. What about you, Dan?
Well, I'm going to go for a win then. I'm going to go for a win, and suddenly everything's okay again until we play the third game. But yeah, I'm going to go for that. We're going to go there. We're going to win 2-0, and we'll be like, oh, actually, that's what we should have seen last week. That's the team we've been looking to see. And it's going to be all good.
Joe, I'm gonna double that as well. I'm gonna see your win and raise you an extra win, an extra goal. We're gonna an extra win. No, we're not going to win twice. We're going to win by an extra goal. Because I do think if Murphy starts playing more minutes, Kavuma McQueen looks decent, and I think Kamara wasn't terrible at the weekend. He wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible. There's a couple of things he did quite well. His movement was all right, and I think once he's back firing, he'll be okay. And I think if we can get that right, I'm not convinced by Segic in the 10. If I'm honest with you, I thought he looked a little bit lost and was just held onto the ball too long at times. But we've still got other options in the 10, so I'm not massively concerned by that. The thing Segic gives you, as we know, is goals. So you've got to stick with him. But I think we'll be all right. And I think this time next week we'll be a little bit happier with our situation.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. I think it'll just need a little bit of working out.
Yeah.
Given 3 or 4 games to bed in, and I'm not going to start moaning just yet.
Good, just yet.
I will have a moan. This is just Rocco Shine in that game. I can't remember what the score was. When we had an overload up front, we had like 4 players up front. Rocco Shine had options right and left. And we overloaded them by at least 2-1, and he chose that pissy little shot that.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Really poor. We were 5-on-3 because I went back and watched that again. We were 5-on-3 at that stage, and he had options both sides, didn't he? And just, it kind of. I think it was Bishop actually who kind of pulled a defender away to create that little bit of space for him, and. Even if you're going to take that shot, he's still got another touch on there, hasn't he? He took it from about 20 just outside the box, 20 or 22 yards, whatever. He could have even had another shot and still got another touch and still got the shot away. And it's like, oh my God, this is what I mean about we had the chances. We definitely had the chances. We just didn't execute them in a way that gave it just no confidence in the execution, was there? So I think that's a positive. I think that's a positive that we did create chances. What was worrying, again, going back to the bar, I don't want to end on negative, but I meant to mention a message at half time that so in a game and a half against them, they'd had 9 shots on target and scored 9 goals at that point, which is incredible. But anyway, QPR is done. We've lost 3-1. On to the next one, Lincoln away. We then do have a half decent run of games before the first international break. So hopefully we can turn things around. I know you said it jokingly, Dan, but some people are even genuinely saying about let's get Mousinho out. 1 game in, for goodness sakes, come on. What? Anyway. We will be back next week with a review of that Lincoln game. Hopefully it'll be 3 points. Last week we launched the final whistle where I was joined by Scott Talks Pompey. and we had a good old chat about everything that's happened in the last 7 days. We'll be doing the same this week. Not with Scott Talks Pompey, though. There could well be somebody else joining me. Hopefully, maybe one of you gents might be available. But that is Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Worst case scenario, I'll probably be talking to myself. But it will be Wednesday at 8 o'clock on YouTube. If you want to join and get involved on that, then please come along. Other than that, like I say, we'll be back next week. We're on all the audio channels, but we're also on YouTube, and we are now on Instagram. So follow us on Instagram. We're not yet on Apple, whatever that's called. What's the Apple one called? Any idea? Anyone? iTunes? Is it iTunes? Possibly. Apple Store. But anyway, we're not on it, but we will be soon, hopefully. But that's about it for this week. Thanks, gents. It's been a long one, but I think we had a lot to get off our chest, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, bye, Pompey.
Just folks.
Goodbye.
Bye.